Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we're going to be talking about a state that we don't really talk about, honestly, in this channel. We're going to talk about Maryland because Maryland is a blue state. It's the third most Democratic state in the country as of 2020, uh, with the voting, as of the voting results for the presidential election. Maryland was the third state to vote for the most for Joe Biden, but apparently Maryland isn't that, I would say, that far, very blue. Yes, Maryland is occupyingly Democrat for a very long time, and it still is. But there is some sort of guy you need to know about, and that is Larry Hogan. Now, Larry Hogan is the former governor, the 62nd governor of Maryland. A lot of us will say he's a rhino. Well, I'll tell you, he does embrace a lot of liberal beliefs, such as gun control, the environment. But he also does endorse a lot of conservative issues, such as criminal justice, Israel, uh, and other stuff here. So apparently, I don't know why they have the 2022 gubernatorial election up here, but so yes, Larry Hogan, I would describe him more as a moderate. A lot of us will say he's a rhino because I wouldn't say he's anti-Trump. He has been more back and forth. He is an open thinker. He he is an open thinker, and he's not afraid to, as you know, criticize anyone, to even his own party. He's criticized President Trump. He's criticized Joe Biden. And honestly, he would say, I will vote for whoever I want to vote for. He's not the person that will vote with the party because I'm a Republican. He's going to vote for whoever he thinks the best leader would be. So, yeah, I wouldn't call him a Trump critic as of like Chris Christie, but I will tell him he has been skeptical of Trump and more conservative politicians, conservative Republicans, like taking uh, the nomination. For example, he had a very big frustration in the 2022 gubernatorial election with their nominee, as you know. You should know he was big open mouth about it. Dan Cox. He has been very critical because he has been known to be known as a MAGA Republican. And his strategy is you can't be a MAGA Republican to win Maryland. And I hate to say this, guys, but he's right to a point. If you take a look at previous elections, you'll see Larry Hogan, who doesn't embrace full liberal views. He's more of a moderate. He has enough support to carry Maryland by 4. Now you go to 2018, he wins by a much larger margin, a double-digit margin. So yeah, I would say he's not entirely he's not at all a MAGA Republican. I would not support him for the presidency. Obviously, he would not win. But when it comes to these, as you know, blue states, you cannot keep nominating uh, the MAGA Republicans for these blue states. Like example would be Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, because they have been demonized by the state-run media. Demonized. And taking a look how aggressively Maryland voted for Joe Biden, over 60%. 60% of Marylanders actually believe this. But they also say that not all Republicans are bad. Then they paint Larry Hogan as a fighter for the GOP. So I'm not saying, yeah. So it might sound a little off why we are kind of. I wouldn't call him a neocon. I wouldn't call him a rhino. I wouldn't call him uh any of those names. I'm gonna call him a moderate. I'm gonna call him a big moderate. I would definitely not support him once again for the nomination for the presidency in future elections. And another thing that I think that will be pretty crucial, because he has just announced his support, his campaign in the 2024 United States Senate election. Let's see, pointing that up. Yes, Hogan announced his campaign. He most likely will probably take the nomination. I would think real threats he has to face to take the nomination would have to be, I would say, yes, Robin Ficker. And then there's other guys over here. So Robin Ficker, he's a former state delegate. He could possibly take it. But honestly, I think the governor, Larry Hogan, could most likely take that nomination. To see, Maryland is a huge neocon state. Well, it does have a big MAGA Republican population, seeing that it did nominate Dan Cox over the other neocon. But I don't know. This is a state that you need to feel, okay, are we going to win this state? In the end, how I feel about this race, we got to take advantage that, okay, we have a poll right here that Larry Hogan's going to win. This is more about winning the speakership, not the speakership, but the House majority, winning the Senate, where we can have a roll call. And seeing that Larry Hogan is not entirely right wing, he is a critical thinker. He is more of a, okay, should we do this or should I do that? He is a big decider, a very, very big critical thinker when it comes to that. So, yes, this poll from Perry White Ross and Jobson LLC is a pretty good poll. It shows Larry Hogan beating the Angela Alsobrooks by, I would say, 5. Similar to his 2014 win. But this poll down here, David Trone versus Larry Hogan. This is showing David Trone beating Hogan by, as you know, a double-digit margin. And you would be like, what the heck? Well, who is David Trone? Now, David Trone is a U.S. congressman, currently serving, I want to believe. But he is also in the race for the Senate. And I believe if, as you know, Trone does get the nomination, the race could be close, although Hogan is losing by a double-digit margin to this one poll by David Trone. I'm saying that his popularity in previous elections, I think, honestly, he could pull up Andy Beshear in a blue state. Very possible. Angela Brooks, she's a lawyer and a politician. She is an executive of Prince George's County. Doesn't stand a chance against Hogan. So it would be close too, but this was just according to this one poll. So we're going to, honestly, David Trone looks like he is going to seize this nomination. According, the closest poll was Perry White Ross. It's suggesting that Trone wins by 4. So as of right now, though, it seems as if Trone is winning most polls. So we're going to do a prediction today. Trone versus Hogan. We're going, yes, Trone. We're going to call this Trone. And honestly, Maryland is going to be contested if Hogan most likely will get the nomination. I think he will, because it's not often where a state legislature will triumph over a governor, a well-known individual. And this guy's well approved too. So this is our map of Maryland here. So looking at previous results, we're specifically looking at the poll from Perry White Ross. This is suggesting a painful reality that David Trone most likely will win. So here are the counties he will most likely carry. No doubt about it. One of the most Democratic counties in the nation, Prince George's County, around 80, close to 90% for Trone. Along with Montgomery, I want to believe, will also go for Trone. Baltimore County will also join in. Also, yeah, we're going to be connecting the dots, and also, if I don't know if you are unaware, but Maryland does have a black belt. The counties like Prince George, this county right here in Baltimore, are of dominantly black population. So part of the reason, is that Maryland does have a black population. Yes, it was a kind of a slave state before the Civil War. So it does have it was more like a border state, but then again, it does have a racial black majority in the state of Maryland. So let's continue analyzing. We can call, yes, we're going to call Hogan counties right here. Frederick County, we're going to wait for that. It did make a significant move to the left more recently. I want to take a look at the results in Maryland in 2016. I have a personal feeling it would probably look close to that. So we're going to take a little close analyzation. Yeah, it has this county going more for Democrats. Or this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull up 2014 Maryland gubernatorial and see how that goes. It plays out. Yeah, I do think Baltimore County and this county will probably go for Hogan for sure. The question is, will this county, Frederickson, along with these counties, I honestly do think these counties will go for Hogan. I don't see why they can't. So, really, it's just these two, but we will see. Yeah, it's Howard County. We did flip that. Talbot, that's on the Panhandle. We're going to call Frederick County for Hogan as of right now. I don't know. We have to do some math too. So this was a margin of 49 minus 34. And that, doing the math, come on, I want to Google. 49 minus 34. That's 15% margin for Mr. As you know, Trone. That's a 13%, 15%. These margins have been like close to, well, yeah, I'm thinking it might look like this. This is a 10%, 10%er. Just taking a look at that. This is what I'm thinking it probably looked like. But the problem with that, I'm saying 15%. It could look like that. Watch that. November, watch this. November, it looks like this. And it's like, okay, I asked for it, but how we can even it out though? Well, I don't know how else to put it. Like, we could say this, and we can put Frederick County. Then it look a little wonky. But I guess it really depends on how Democratic Frederick County is now. It did swing so hard for the left in Maryland by a significant amount. This county right here, don't know what it's called. We will find out though. But it did vote for Clinton. This is Frederick County, the county we're looking at. 9 points. Kent. So technically, Frederick County is. Yes, this is in Arundel County. So technically, I would say it could look like this, and seeing that Maryland has like 20 counties, I think we're looking at the said 2014 or whatever that Senate election was with Ben Cardin, too closed in. Like, this Ben Cardin won by 10% with that county, with that projection map. Well, this is the 2006. Yes, he did. But seeing that, like, this could be a little more redder. This could be, the panhandle could be more redder. This could be a little lighter blue. This could be lighter. It would look like this, and that would probably cave up to a 15% margin as our math put it in on that way. So, what do you guys think of our prediction? So, as of our poll right now, we're projecting a Trone victory. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Can Larry Hogan win the United States Senate? Do you support Larry Hogan? I don't honestly support or not support. I'm just putting out there and kind of putting out the possibility of what he could perform, and other than that. So what do you guys think? Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one.